This video will detail how you can make your own vegetable puree for baby food. To make this, you will need a large pot, chopping board and a knife, carrots, zucchini, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, pumpkin, brown onions, garlic, and some ginger. You'll also need your meat broth, so I have chicken. And first step is to peel and chop up the vegetables. It is preferable to use organic vegetables, but if that's not possible due to financial reasons, availability issues, use the freshest produce that you can. I don't use any kind of potato, as both normal potato and sweet potato contain a lot of starch. I don't like to feed my baby a lot of starch. So just stick with the green and orange and brown onions and you should be right. Once the vegetables are sliced and chopped, just place them into the pot. When your baby is small, just be a little bit cautious when introducing orange vegetables like pumpkin or carrot. If you give them a little bit too much when they're younger, it can actually cause their skin to turn orange. So try and make the ratio a bit more green vegetables to the ratio of orange vegetables. So, 2 to 1. 2 green, 1 orange. Now that all the vegetables are in the pot, it's time to pour the stock in. Because I've got more than one flavour of stock, I put one flavour in each of these 2 big pots. So beef in here and chicken in here. If you don't have enough stock to cover the vegetables, then use filtered water to fill up the rest of the pot. I like to cook the vegetables for vegetable puree in meat stock. I think this imbues the vegetables with a little bit more nutrients. I make all of my meat stock with filtered water. I think it's really important to cook with and consume filtered water, especially for babies. As I said before, if you don't have enough stock to fill up the pots, just use some filtered water. I have no qualms about mixing all the vegetables together once they're cooked. I just like to cook them separately in the different types of stock. Once your pot is full of vegetables and stock and topped up with filtered water if need be, place your pot on the stovetop. Turn the stovetop on. I like to put it on high first and then turn it down later. And leave to cook until really cooked. We'll come back and see what that looks like later. So the vegetables are now very cooked. I've turned them off and let them cool a little bit. So now you just strain them, strain all the broth out. You can either keep the broth or just discard it. Broth is very healthy for you. You can drink it heated like a soup or cold. You can drink it as an adult, babies can drink it. But as I said, if you don't want to use it, just discard it. Just strain the vegetables and place them in a bowl. Once you've strained the vegetables, you can blend all the vegetables together using a blender to make a really smooth puree. This is good for smaller babies and babies just beginning to eat solids. However, as my baby's older, I like to put this through my masticating juicer. This just makes the puree a bit thicker and it's chunkier, but still palatable for my baby. There you have your vegetable puree. You can either freeze them in small containers like this. I like to freeze them in these ice cube baby food portion trays, and they'll come out looking like this. Just whack them in a container and defrost for your baby when they need them. Again, don't use the microwave to defrost your baby's food. Defrost in a little pot on the stove or in a bowl of hot water. Fill up a bowl with hot water and place the container in the hot water. Have fun making your own baby food.